turn my phone off, but that's where all my friends are. What do I do? Why is it so hard?
Hi everyone, my name is Mashanta and welcome to my channel. Today's video is all about resetting for the month of November. It's currently October 31st. Idea is to plan out my November in terms of goals, systems, habits I'm going to be putting in place so that I have a productive November. Let's address the elephant in the room. I wasn't here for October. I had done the planning, I had done all the setup, I was all ready for filming, but I felt really sick. I was ill for nearly 10-12 days in which I'd lost my voice. By the time I had recovered sufficiently enough, it was just literally the last week of October. So it really didn't make sense to do an October reset or an October planning. I feel bad about it. Especially, I had a good rhythm that I'd established from July. So I really hate to see that disrupted. Before we look forward, just a very quick summary or a recap of how October went. Just very quickly go through some of my key October goals and talk through what I was able to do and what I wasn't. By the way, I do have my computer here, so I'm just looking here to kind of see what's worked and what's not. My October goal was to work out around 26 on 31 days. I think I managed around 20 days. Every day I would have some sort of HIIT workout, and I tried to include either Pilates or light cardio through walking in between. I think I'm finally getting into the rhythm of working out very regularly and feeling odd when I don't work out, and I can definitely see the gains in the way my body feels, the way my body moves, etc. That way I think I'm on the right track. From a step standpoint, obviously my target was 8,000 steps a day. I was nowhere near that goal. I think I landed at less than 3,000 steps, and it's really poor, but it's also understandable given that when I was sick, I was pretty much on the bed. In terms of diet as well, I tried to be gluten-free and dairy-free to help my psoriasis. When you're sick, you just crave the most unhealthy stuff. So I was craving Maggie, I was craving momos, I was craving spring rolls. So a lot of the hot, fried outside stuff. So I wasn't even paying attention to my diet. If you have any tips on how to handle situations like these and still stay healthy, please let me know, because I am clearly struggling with that. Homeo meds, I was pretty regular. These are homeo meds that I take for my psoriasis. Supplements, hardly any. Journaling, I hardly did. Like, honestly, from the health front, except for the workout, which I did despite, falling sick. Honestly, it wasn't even that serious an illness. It was just a cold and a cough, but I think it was pretty severe. My sinuses are inflamed, my head was hurting, I was really low on energy. It was a mix of a lot of things. I think on the health front, I just managed to work out when I was able, but on other times, it was pretty much a fail. Now, on the professional side, I did have a goal of, hitting 1,500 followers on YouTube and hitting 2,500 hours of watch time. At the time when I was planning on 1st October, I had 2,000 hours of watch time. Obviously, because I lost my voice, I really don't mean to keep repeating myself, but that was the single biggest reason why I really couldn't achieve any of the goals I set out to. But in the spirit of transparency, I do want to talk about all the things I had planned and what didn't work out. I think I just managed to put like 2 videos up in October, and obviously that had a direct impact on my watch time and my subscriber count. I used the time that I was, recovering, lying on bed, to research a lot on how we can create short form content. What are the edits you can make and so on. So I had a lot of fun trying to get more creative with short form content. And even if I couldn't speak, once I was able to move and, put makeup and look a little presentable, I tried to film a lot of short form content with musical overlays without speaking, just to get a hang of it. And I think I am sort of getting there. I'm learning a lot, learning different edits, and it's been fun. Of course, the next challenge now is how do I balance the short form and long form content, which is going to be a major goal when we discuss November. In the second half of the month, I did decently on short form content. But of course, in my output metrics, I've barely grown, you could say, but that's fine. There will be seasons in your life where you will grow. There will be seasons in your life where you won't. But it is what it is. Now, on the personal side, so many goals around reading, singing, writing, sketching, learning, etc. I would say I was only able to read. On reading, I wanted to read 8 books. I landed at 4 books. and I'll talk you through the 4 books that I have read. I document all of my reading and my reading journey, my writing journey on Instagram. I'll include the coordinates somewhere here. It's Mash Talks Books. The first book was actually a reread of a pretty good classic. This is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. Think of this book as a combination of Jane Austen and Charles Dickens. So it takes on the different in life approaches between Southerners and Northerners in UK in around the 19th century. It really spans the conditions of workers. It spans the conflict between commerce and class, and at the heart of it all is a romance. So it's very beautifully written, masterfully created characters. The first time I came across this book was when I saw a BBC adaptation of this book, I would say in 2008, with Richard Armitage and Daniel Denby Ash. Such a beautifully crafted TV show. I remember seeing that multiple times and then tackling this book when I was much younger, at least maybe 10-12 years ago. It was wonderful. It was great to reread the book, and I had a lot of fun. So if you like Dickens, if you are a romantic at heart, if you like classical, if you like literature, I think this is a really, really good book. The next book is a murder mystery. This is Georgette Heyer's Duplicate Death. I think Georgette Heyer writes really, really good murder mysteries. She's more well known for her romances, especially the ones in the Regency era. And those are also very good. I think she does a really good job balancing romance, comedy, very flamboyant style of writing, but something that I really enjoy. I think I've read at least 20-25 books of hers, and most of them do not disappoint. They're actually enjoyable. So Duplicate Death is good. I would say it's an engaging enough mystery with really good characters. Is it a must read? Is it masterfully twisted like some of Agatha Christie's plots? Not necessarily. But at least, when I read Agatha Christie now as an adult, knowing what I know and being fully aware, it's very hard to oversee the classist, racist prejudice that Agatha Christie's writing has, which obviously at least most of Georgette Heyer's books do not. So that way it is an enjoyable read. As somebody who has a reading goal, murder mysteries are always surefire ways to get out of a reading slump. If you're ever in the mood for a murder mystery, Duplicate Death by Georgette Heyer is pretty good. Then I read this book called Chotu, an illustrated comic about India's partition. This is by Varun Gupta and Ayushi Rastogi. And I was so disappointed. I was expecting something like Persepolis by Maran Satrapi. It is such a sensitive topic, and it is something that I've largely been shielded from, except for what I've read in history books. Like, my family has not really been affected by that directly or personally. But it's something that I really was looking forward to understand and read. And this was such a letdown, such a disappointment. It was written like something that, I don't know, kids in class 8 or class 9 would write. Like, I was so disappointed with this book. I'm still on the lookout for some really good, sensitively written memoirs, stories around set in that time. So if you have any suggestions for stories set during the partition of India, please let me know. Finally, I read Beach Read by Emily Henry. This was such a letdown. It started off strong, but I did feel like the characters were not dimensional enough. I felt they were very cookie cutter. I felt the main lead was not attractive enough, was not charming enough. Like, I don't know, the love story just didn't get to me. I was really struggling around half, I would say towards the end of the book, to actually finish it. And I do think this really slowed down the pace for me. That being said, I only landed at 4 books for the month of October when my original goal was 8. So this brings my total up to 35 books, whereas my target is 52 books. And therefore, the deficit is something I'll have to try to bridge in the next 2 months for the year. Of course, my other personal aspects, singing, writing, sketching, I really got none of that done. So that's very disappointing, but that is what it is. On my relationships, I was decently in touch with my family back home in India. In case you don't know, I don't live in India. I live in Dubai. But my family, my parents, my grandma, my aunt, they're all in India. So one of my goals on the relationship side is to do a better job in staying in touch with them. I think I got better at it. We've got Botim now, so we can at least do video chats. So that was good. We were able to speak a couple of times. On the financial side, I would say I've been very intentional with my spending. The only major spending has been around beauty stuff, makeup stuff, but all of that is stuff that I needed to do for my channel, and that's what I tend to justify those purchases as. Otherwise, I think I've been pretty intentional. I've hardly bought any new clothes this year, and 10 months in, I'm feeling really good about where I am at. I know I will have to change that up because I honestly don't have any clothes. It's gotten really bad. Admin or home, no, like, there were a lot of org stuff that I needed to do with my kitchen and my storeroom. But I still haven't done that because, like I said, I was laid up for 2 to 2.5 weeks in a month. Okay, so coming to my monthly favorites, starting with K-dramas. I have 3 K-dramas to talk about. The first is Love Next Door, and I'll be referring to my computer because I need to look at some of the cast names, etc. So Love Next Door stars Jung Hae-in and Jung So-min, both of whom I really like. And I think this is Jung Hae-in's first romantic drama. So I might have mentioned this in September already. I would say this show started strong. The trope is childhood best friends who grew up together, who after some time passes kind of realize that they actually love each other. And it does dwell a lot about childhood, envy, friendship, both not only between the leads generations but also amongst their parents generation. And it also spends a lot of time looking into the relationships of parents and children, the sacrifices parents make and the subsequent expectations they have of their children and the kind of burden that children go through growing up. There were some really touching scenes in the movie, especially in the first half of the show. Around the 9th or 10th episode, it lost steam and therefore I lost interest. So I took a break from the show. And after a couple of weeks, I went back just to close the loop. And when I saw it, it was enjoyable, but it wasn't like the kind of show that I was waiting for the episodes each and every week. I would say the first 4-5 episodes, the chemistry was really, really strong. And I was excited. I was looking forward to the episodes each week. But then, like I said, it sort of petered out. I also think while the chemistry was good, their relationship was kind of immature, especially in the beginning. Now, I don't know if that could be just that because they're childhood friends, you kind of become children when you're together. But I don't know, these are supposed to be male leads who are like 35, 36, and the way they behaved seemed very immature, like I said. I would believe that behavior if somebody was there in their mid-20s rather than in their mid-30s. The next show is Gyeong-song Creature. I hope I'm saying that right. And it is a thriller fantasy show set in Korea when it was colonized by Japan. There are 2 seasons. I saw it because season 2 released. And the good part is all the episodes were out, so I never had to wait. Very interesting premise dealing with human trials, human experimentation, which we know happened extensively by a lot of colonialist powers in their colonies. So this deals with Japan experimenting on Korean prisoners and creating a creature, which is the Gyeong-seong creature. And of course, at the root of it all is a love story. The main characters are Park Seo-joon and Han So-hee. Park Seo-joon I've seen before. He acts really well, and this drama is no exception. This is my first show with Han So-hee, and I think she acted really well. There was very good action, very good chemistry between them, I would say. But what was very confusing to me was the genesis of the love story. Like, it almost felt like the reason he fell in love with her was just because she was pretty. Like, there was no build up to the love story. It was just the male character seemed to be sacrificing a lot too soon. It's literally like you meet a person and you decide to put your life on the line for that person. And therefore, it became very hard to believe as a love story at the beginning. So that was season 1. Now, in all of this, the lady who kind of plays the villain is called Claudia Kim, and she plays the powerful daughter of a Japanese general. And she has done such a fabulous job. She gave me chills every time she came on screen. I've seen her in, what was that other? A Typical Family. She plays the sister in A Typical Family, and the range, I must say, is just very, very impressive. I would say the characters were very good. The story was very interesting. Season 2 kind of talks about present day and how the same characters translate to present day. I wouldn't say it's a must watch, but it was definitely better than Love Next Door. It would probably be around 7.25 on 10. This also had Baekhyun Song, and I think he's doing such a fabulous job. He's worked in a couple of shows, Hospital Playlist, Gauss Electronics, this one, and the next one that I'm talking about, Family by Choice. And his variety and range has been really, really good. So I am very excited about him as an actor. This is not for the faint of heart, okay? So there will be a lot of jump scares. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of gore. There's a lot of cruelty. So it's not a light watch by any means. So if you're in the mood for something like that, then you might enjoy this. The next one, which is something that I've currently started, is Family by Choice. and it's a remake of the Chinese drama called Go Ahead. And I've also seen Go Ahead, and it's a very melodramatic premise about two families and three children from different families growing up together as siblings, and how those relationships develop and how they evolve over time from childhood to adults. It was very nicely done in the Chinese version, and the Korean version, I've been liking it a lot because I feel it's been adapted really well to the South Korean context based on what other South Korean shows I watch. The main leads, the male and female lead, are Hwang In Yup, whom you would have seen in, was it Ugly Beauty? I don't remember the name, so I'll put that here. So Hwang In Yup is really nice. And then Jung Chae Yoon, who I've never seen, but she seems to be acting well. Bae Hyun Sung. And the fathers in this show are really, really good. So Choi Won Young and Choi Moo Sung. Okay, so Choi Won Young is the guy who's come in Inheritors. He's also come in a lot of villain roles. He plays the devoted dad and the manipulative chaebol dad really, really well. So he's come in a couple of TV shows. I'll list. And Choi Moo Sung came in Mr. Sunshine. He's also come in Reply 1988. So both are veteran actors and they've been playing their roles so well. 8 episodes in, this has 16 episodes. There have been changes from the Chinese version, and obviously I feel the comedy is better in the Chinese version than this one. It could also be that I saw the Chinese version first, so I didn't know what to expect, whereas this one, because I have some reference, I know what to expect and I'm waiting for that bit in the show. It's nice, it's interesting. I'm still excited about it, not that I'm waiting for every week for the next episode. So far, 8 episodes in, at least 4-5 episodes I've cried. It's been quite a tearjerker. Those are the TV shows that I've seen in October. Next, when it comes to my makeup favorites, there are only 2 main products that I want to talk about. The first is these Rowan eyeshadow quads. I in fact have one at hand. So this is how the Rowan eyeshadow quads look. This is the one that I have on my eyes today. Is Gold Lust. I think it's really pretty. And this is how it looks. It's like so pretty. These are cream shadows and they are so bright and vibrant. So I really think these are like the perfect eyeshadows, which are quick, easy, one and done, but perfect to have like a really vibrant look for on camera. So even with short form and long form, I've been really gravitating towards these. And I realized I have 4 of these eyeshadow quads. So if you want like a dedicated video where I talk about these quads, show how I create looks, then please let me know. The other makeup product that I have are the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oils. I don't remember if I've spoken about these in September already, but particularly 2 shades. One is Joy, which is like this light peaches shade. Second is Affection. Sorry, I don't have it. I think it's in another room and I like don't want to disrupt the filming. And these are so good. I wear them every day to the gym. They are like the perfect hybrid. Gives me color, gives me nourishment. It's very quick and easy to do. Stains the lips as well. Highly recommend. So the 3 colors in the range that I think are, at least when I last checked, brown skin friendly are Delight, Joy and Affection. Joy works, but you need multiple swipes for the color to show through. Skincare, I've been loving the following products, especially my skin has been quite dry and dehydrated. I have been loving the skincare routine both morning and night. So one is the Anua Heart Leaf Toner. It is just beautiful. It's like water, very hydrating. It really quenches the skin. Then the Beauty of Joseon Glow Serum. I really enjoy this. I think it has niacinamide. It's very hydrating. It's very plumping as well. Like every time I use it, I see an instant glow. I see an instant difference. And then I have the Snail Mucin Eye Cream. And to seal all of this in, I've been using a standard, the Nivea Body Soft Cream. I don't remember the exact name, so I'll include details. I've been using the same skincare routine morning and night, and I think this has been really working for me. Please let me know if you would want to see these products in action and how I use it, or maybe just see a dedicated video about my AM and my PM skincare routine. I'm happy to kind of put that together. And finally, YouTube, a couple of YouTube channels that I've been really enjoying. One is Alana Davison. I just love her. She's a beauty and lifestyle vlogger. I think around 910k subscribers, basically close to 1 million. She's really good, very goofy, very enjoyable. I really like her. Then I have Alicia Goguin, who does a lot of lifestyle mindset videos. She's just very sorted in life, and she makes some really long vlogs. I think 45 minutes, 1 hour vlogs. And it's been just fun to like watch her, keep her in the background when I'm getting ready. It's just very peaceful and I like her. I've really been enjoying Jamie Page and Lauren May Beauty for their declutter content, which is they have massive makeup collections and they go through different pieces and declutter on a regular basis. I've been literally living on their declutter playlist. I've also been loving Nikila Rose, who is a makeup artist who also has a YouTube channel. She is so good, so thorough, so objective, so honest with her reviews, and she does make a lot of long videos as well, but so informative. I've learned so much from her channel, and I highly recommend Nikila Rose as well. Those were my October favorites. Let's quickly get into my goals for November. Okay, so now coming into my November goals. As always, these goals are structured in 6 dimensions: health, professional, personal, financial, admin, and relationships. So let's quickly get started. On health, daily movement is super important. I want to get in 25 on 30 days in November. Each of these days needs to have at least 2 workouts. One is a more weight intense workout, and the second is like light cardio or Pilates. I also want to tackle 8,000 steps a day. I'm still sticking to the same goal that I had originally planned in October. The diets will be the same. I need to follow gluten-free and dairy-free. Gluten-free, I want to do it like 95% 5%, where only 5% of the times I stray from the norm. And dairy free, I want to be a bit more flexible, so maybe an 80-20 or an 85-15 on being dairy free. I want to journal regularly. Yes, homeo meds for psoriasis needs to continue. I need to do my supplements, and I want to get back into tracking my measurements. Honestly, I've had such anxiety about weighing myself, measuring myself, because I am terrified that if I weigh myself and there is no movement or improvement, then I will just derail, and I need to get over that fear or that anxiety. So I do want to measure myself at least twice in November. Then some wellness habits that I want to do. One is follow an AM and PM skincare routine. I think I've been decent on the AM front because there is a structured schedule where I go to the gym. So just before the gym, I do a lot of things. But there are a couple of things that are missing there. One is post gym. I think I still need like a good skincare routine where I wash up, rehydrate, etc., which I'm currently not doing. The second part is also I'm very bad with my PM skincare routine. I probably just do it 3 times a week or 2 times a week. So that's something I need to improve on. The other wellness habit that I need to work on is using an LED mask. I got this Dr. Dennis Gross LED mask earlier this year, and it is still in the bag. I haven't opened it. I kept waiting to habit stack and remove all sort of variables, have a regular routine before I can start using it. And the current skincare products that I have, I know will last me a long time. So I think that'll give me enough time to test this product and talk about the results of using this LED mask. And let me know, I was planning to film it, but let me know if that's something that would interest you. Those are some of my health goals I want to set up for this month. I'm also planning to film 1 or 2 health vlogs or wellness vlogs. And if that's the sort of thing that will interest you, then I would really request you to consider subscribing and joining the community to follow along on my progress and journey. Now, when it comes to professional goals, I'm going to be a bit more muted. I'm going to change my social media output metrics to landing 1,400 followers. As of this moment, I'm at around 1,254 followers on YouTube. I think 150 in a month is a bit of a stretch, but I'm hoping if I'm consistent with my short form and long form content, then it will help. And I want to land at 3,000 hours of watch time. Right now, I'm at around 2,180 hours of watch time. In terms of input metrics, they stay the same. I want to upload short form content Monday through Friday on both YouTube and Instagram. So I have different niches and different pages on Instagram because I didn't want to talk about all the things that I love on one page. I want to introduce non-beauty related content on my channel because I am more than just lipsticks, and I want to show you some parts of my personality personality, and I hope you will enjoy watching that as well. On my personal goals, if you remember, I've landed at 35 books this year. My goal was 52 books, which means I need to do 17 more books for the rest of the year, and we have 2 months to go. Just to front load as much as I can, I'm going to take a target of 10 books for the month of November. Honestly, I think that's doable if I just make sure that I read 20 minutes or 30 minutes each day. I also want to start writing. I've been having some interesting ideas for stories, story plots, characters, etc. floating around my head. I'm telling you, when I was sick, while I was just laid up on bed, I think it was just very creative for me mentally. So I had just a lot of ideas floating around in terms of video content, in terms of writing, scripting, etc. So I really want to put all of that on paper when it is fresh. And incidentally, it's also NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. So I want to use this month to really get started on working on my writing muscle. I really enjoy writing. I do think I have starting trouble, but when I write, I think whatever I write turns out decent. I have put up some of my writing on my Instagram channel, Mash Talks Books, and I'll include that here as well. And so if you like books, reading, writing, then you can follow along there for recommendations, following around on my reading journey and so on. In terms of other personal goals that I have, I do want to sketch at least twice. I think it's just be very peaceful and calming. And I want to still maintain like one class which will help my social media growth in some way on Skillshare. I have a Skillshare subscription, but I haven't had a chance to use it. So it can be anything about social media strategy, social media growth, even a creative skill like editing or filming. I want to learn at least one class, do at least one course on Skillshare. My relationships are pretty much the same. I have given up on the monthly check-ins with my partner. But to be fair, I think just because I'm on a sabbatical, I have the flexibility. I think I'm available to spend time with him whenever he is available. So earlier, we had to figure out both our schedules. We wouldn't have them. I definitely wouldn't have the mind space to talk to him, and neither would he have, like to talk deep topics together. But now, because we're kind of available and we're doing things together, like he's joined my workout classes as well. So we're like going to workouts together. I just feel like we have more opportunities to spend time together. So we don't need structured monthly check-ins. I think we end up speaking a lot more deeply on important topics much more frequently than before. So I'm feeling good about it, and I want to double down on that and stay in better touch with my parents and my grandma who all live in India. Financial, it pretty much is the same. Basically, replacement only buys. I also kickstarted a project ban, which is about intentional consumption and using of all the products that I have in my collection and tracking that progress. That's something that I'm consciously doing to use up the products that I have. And of course, just being very intentional about what I buy, what I bring to my collection. It needs to add value. In terms of admin home, I have a trip planned in December. I mean, it's still in the planning state, not confirmed yet, but lots that need to go in when it comes to planning, so I need to get that done. And I'm going to carry forward a couple of things from the last month, which was organizing at least my third bedroom, if not my kitchen, just organizing my third bedroom. And that brings us to the end. We've done the planning for November. I have a good feeling about November because I feel like I finally used the last 2 weeks to kind of get back on track. Let's see. I really hope there is no other random curveball that comes my way in November. But I am excited. Sorry, if I keep looking this way, it's literally because my laptop is here and like all my notes are there in terms of my goals, etc. But I am feeling good. I am feeling excited. Let me know what you think. I apologize for having missed October, but like I said, there was no physical way I could have come online and talked at that point. The plan is to stay as consistent as possible. Anyway, that's it from my end today. I really enjoy making these videos because it helps me stay accountable, and I love watching this kind of content on YouTube. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will continue to make them. I would love it if you join me along on this journey and cheer me on as well. And if there are any topics, any experiences that I mentioned while I was talking in this video that you want me to double click on, want me to create a dedicated video on, let me know. I'm happy to figure out how I can do that. I really seem to be enjoying showing more about my life beyond beauty online, and I just need confirmation that somebody's interested and somebody's watching. That's it from my end. If you liked me, like the vibes of this channel, like this video, then I would love it if you would consider joining the community and sticking around, and of course spreading the word. And I will see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.
I wanna turn my phone off, but that's where all my friends are. What do I do? Why is it so hard?